that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the altcoin season. It's loading, it's almost here, but it's not quite here yet, as we are not seeing these massive pumps. But we have more and more signs, more and more fundamentals lining up that are pointing into a massive altcoin season coming. So we are going to discuss those and also our altcoin spotlight, as there are some things happening for Devve, for VeChain, for Mcade, but especially Devve. I mean, look at the chart, and let's jump right into it. Make sure to stay all the way through. So, good morning to each and every one of you. First, of course, we are going to look at what is going on with Bitcoin, and we're finding ourselves in the breakout of this, let's say, 4-hour pattern, of the small pattern here. And we are currently retesting, which doesn't look and feel that good, but it's necessary, of course, to confirm the breakout and the continuation. So yesterday we saw a little bit green, then a dump over across 4 hours, and now we're bouncing off of it. So it seems that our confirmation here is through, and we can continue the rise of Bitcoin. Overall, I would say Bitcoin is at a fairly good journey here. I mean, if you zoom out in the, sorry about that. You zoom out in the, come on, it's too early. Maybe that was not enough coffee, but now I got it. Zoom out in the monthly, for example, we see 4 green months in the making. Very likely this month also is going to close somewhere around 120,000, putting in a new all-time high monthly close. Our setup is nice and juicy still, with our flag breakout here going to the 135k. All indicators are looking for Bitcoin to go higher to 135,000. So that's what we basically have in front of us. As always, let's look at what is bringing altcoin season. And what we do see is that sentiment in the social media is going into the next stage, as we see a lot now the posts of exuberant Bitcoin prices, right? So for example, here we see a post that looks like this, where a cycle is basically compared to the last cycle, 2021, and then we have a comparison from 4 years there to 1 year here, pointing to 250k. I mean, we do basically see people finding arguments and excuses in fractals that are supporting theories of extremely high prices. I would not go that far, but it's good to see that the, let's say, euphoria stage has apparently begun, where where this is normal, right? I mean, we saw this 4 years ago or 4.5 years ago, whatever it is. Basically, it's necessary that people always pull new big targets out of their, you know what, right? What is going to fuel this altcoin season is this. This just happened. The SEC approved the conversion of the Bitwise 10 crypto index fund into an ETF. And that is exactly what we were talking about since quite some time on this channel, not specifically Bitwise, but for altcoin ETFs in general, right? So the ETF will include Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, ADA, Cardano, right? Sui, Link, Avax, Chainlink, Litecoin, and DOT. So this, whatever allocation in this ETF will go in the shares that this Bitwise ETF has into the top 10. And you remember a couple of months ago, the argument was that there will be no altcoin season because institutional investors do not have any means, any vehicles to put their money into altcoins. This is gone, right? Did I miss the bull run price prediction? Depends on what you wanna see. Maybe, maybe not. But I mean, I have it all the time. All the time. This is our top prediction at 135k, right? But there you go. So these ETFs, I think that's really the game changer once these are online, to bring liquidity into the altcoins, right? And it will go to the big caps first, and it will just mimic what we had in the altcoin season first. I really like this comment from Income Sharks. The euphoria and delusion is in the stock market. It has not reached crypto yet. Have had no friends or family reach out about crypto, but suddenly everyone is a stock trader again. So this is true somewhat, right? And also we did see it in the, I don't know if I have it open here somewhere, but apparently they are also buying gold, because if you look here, gold is back basically to all-time highs already. So it's moved sideways since quite some time. But yeah, if you look at the SPX, S&P 500, that's where the all-time high mania is going on at the moment as well, right? It broke its all-time high somewhere in June, and we are forming green weekly candles ever since on the S&P 500. That's definitely true, right? What this guy says in his statement. Let's grab a coffee here. Let's hodl. Let's smash the like, guys. Yeah, thank you very much. Please, if you enjoy this type of content and thing, like in the early morning, I do that way before work. Then smash up the like button. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps me tremendously. So yeah, let's see. That is definitely a thing. And then it seems that that Ethereum whales, or Ethereum in general, buyers, but whales specifically, are front running this mania and what is coming with regards to inflow in those ETFs. As we see here, accumulation like never before, right? Never before, meaning 2017 until now, we did not see any type of accumulation that way, like that heavy, right? So it seems really that the shift is going towards that. And then we have also news like this breaking: Solana has flipped the market cap of Starbucks and Nike. So also for Solana, we are extremely bullish, and we are seeing, I mean, from that altcoin season chart that flippening messages and so on are very common there. Usually, or before for Ethereum, it was always this like Ethereum will flip Bitcoin one day, blah blah. And but here now we also have these messages, hey, Solana flipped this and that company in the real world, crypto is so amazing. And that is what I think what will catch on sentiment, right? And sentiment we can best measure, in my opinion, in Google search trends, right? So which is why I pull this up now all the time. I also think I am one of the few people that is using this in this manner to check where we are in the cycle. And as you can see, since Bitcoin is taking a breather, we're down to 27 here, but the Ethereum search volume remains at 8, and NFT didn't get anything yet. Okay, so we do have some ways to go here, but I think the moment that Bitcoin goes on to rally, we will see another uptick here, and then go really to the higher spaces. It's interesting that Bitcoin with its with its 7 point something x, I think it is, right? If you go to the absolute bottom low and then you go to where we are right now, up 675% on Bitcoin. It is very interesting that retail doesn't care, right? Before, when Bitcoin went on all-time highs and rallied and so on, we did have massive search volume, as we see it here in May 2021, as well as on the peak ups of Bitcoin. But I think it will still come, because if you look at exactly where these peaks are, which are January 21, Feb 21, and then May 21, that is only, here is March 21, so basically it's from here in this part of the cycle to here when it fell back down. So only the last tip, that's where everyone was searching. Before, there was a massive rally going on and people were not searching yet. So maybe we still need this exaggeration phase here in Bitcoin. What is your impression? How long will this bull run go? I would say we are close to the end of this bull run. In terms of that, I am looking at monthly charts, right? So if this indicator, for example, was to be true once more, you see that there is not much more time left, only maybe 3 or 4 months until we hit this upper trend line on the monthly here. And then maybe that's where the top is, right? If we look in RSI terms, we are coiling up, we're at 73, there is still plenty of room to hit 88, right? To hit this trend line. We are expecting maybe this to fall short, but this can happen quickly, right? So the same 3-4 months that I'm looking at, this can happen. Depends on Bitcoin's rally, but I think Bitcoin would rally hard. And then here we see momentum-wise, that's also true, right? 3-4 months to go up on the momentum oscillator here for stochastic RSI. It looks pretty, I would say somewhere between October and December, and then the run is over. But the altcoins will still, while Bitcoin is topping, the altcoins will fire like hell. And we will not know exactly when it is topping. We only know it before, because you will get some kind of a candle. But look at the extent of this candle here, for example, for this first top. that was a range, and we will not nail that, right? But that was a range of 30%. That's the difference between 200,000 and 140,000, right? So we don't know. So you are not one of those believe there will be a super cycle? No, I to be honest, I'm not. And the reason is very easy to explain. Everyone who calls for a super cycle has some kind of a bias, in my opinion, that things are just going to continue this time, based on, hey, there are ETFs now and ETFs are going to buy forever, and there are companies now and companies are buying forever. Look, MicroStrategy was also buying here in this cycle, and there was still a bear market, even though that MicroStrategy was buying in that cycle, right? And also here, when we had this top and then we came back, there was talk of the super cycle, because people want things to continue in that direction. But if we believe, and we do, or I do on this channel, that global M2 is driving the Bitcoin price, which it does, the correlation is extremely high, right? Then also it means that the moment that global M2 supply is contracting again, there will be a bear market. So if financial conditions are tightening again at some point, doesn't have to be now, doesn't have to be in 3 months, who knows, right, when it happens. But at some point, I think it will happen, and then there will be another bear market, which is why I don't believe in that narrative of the super cycle. If you want to talk about a super cycle, you can just pull out the Bitcoin chart like this and say, this all is a super cycle. It's only in a bull market, never in a bear market, which is true for almost every asset. Then, I mean, gold looks like this on a very long term, not exactly like this, but it goes up. Stock markets look like this, right? It's just an asset class that is slowly but surely getting traction. But within the cycles, I firmly believe that there will be another bear market. I cannot imagine this to go on forever, also because we've never seen this, right? So yeah, this is my reasoning. Okay, so let's welcome the rare hodlers. Thank you very much for supporting the stream. And if you wanna support the stream also, then you can become a rare hodler. You get minted here on the screen. You support this channel. You can get into the Telegram group and so on. And I welcome Jonas here. Good morning to you. I hope you're still here. I welcome Trucking Hank. I welcome Nick Lilitska. Thank you for being here, supporting me. Guys, everyone else, smash the like button for that as well. Helps the channel tremendously. And let's continue with stuff that we have here. By the way, today I have to leave a little bit earlier, so I have to really get into the other stuff that I prepared here. We do have Kathy Wood of ARK Invest buying 4.5 million of Tom Lee's ETH treasury company BMNR shares, which is crazy, right? So this is like, there is a guy building a company around Ethereum, and then again these asset managers, they are buying this company's shares. So it's intertwining quite a bit, right? And that's going to be interesting once the market turns into the bearish side. What's happening to all of these companies, right? We do have Paul Atkins. This is also interesting on stablecoins and bullish, by the way. Let's listen to this from the SEC, the new chair. We all knew Gary Gensler. People are not that much on Paul Atkins yet. Let's see.
For the first time now, the United States government has put its stamp of approval on a very key and important, potentially very important digital asset that will, I think, help to lower costs, lower risks in the market, because we can now move towards an instantaneous almost settlement of payment versus delivery for securities, thanks to on-chain stablecoins. And that will help, I think, innovation and to really get our markets, to be the best in the world.
And this is interesting because on-chain stablecoins, right? We do have the decentralized ones, and then we will have the centralized ones. The on-chain stablecoins last time fueled quite some of the bull run on the altcoins when, if an altcoin had a native stablecoin and got traction. It's going to be interesting how this looks this time, but I'm very, very sure that many of the altcoin projects have a lot of news and projects lined up with those asset managers, banks, and so on. It's going to be interesting who is going to come out with that, and who is, besides like the usual suspect in the financial industry, like Chainlink. But let's see, right? It's going to be interesting. We can now move to an instantaneous, almost settlement payment versus delivery for securities. Banks really have to get in that game. They have no other choice anymore, because otherwise, basically on-chain settlement and so on, financial industry is going to happen away from them, right? And then let's talk about altcoin season, okay? So looking at the altcoin season index from last cycle, so we had two altcoin seasons. One was in 2017 when there was only a couple of altcoins, and then there was one big altcoin season that was happening in the last bull run. This bull run, we had a nice run up in December 24, but that was not the real altcoin season, right? And now we just have some uptick out of the Bitcoin year into the realm of maybe we are getting ready for altcoin season. So the altcoin season indicator says that it's not yet time for altcoins, in the sense that we are in the middle of that altcoin season. I mean, if we were over here, it's already almost over, right? We had 3 big spikes. This doesn't have to happen like this. This could be one massive spike and that's it, right? We will not know that without other indicators, without other charts in the mix, right? So of course, Bitcoin dominance is clearly showing that it might have started, right, on the monthly. Going down on the weekly, we also see, okay, we're really losing it here. Many red weeks now. It is starting, right? Yes, that is an old picture. I have the real deal here. So here I can only pull up so much, right? There we go. Here is your new picture. Okay. Here, this is the live index. Okay. 31 is the score right now. Here is our December. And this is the bear market, right? Sorry, not the bear market. This is the bear market, right? Here somewhere. Here is the 21 pump. Here is the here are the 21 pumps. And then if you go like this, here is your new picture. Okay, so it's not that different from what I just showed you. There you go. Now you have all the altcoin seasons in the mix. There you go. The question is, how fast will we be back to the 50, 60, 70, right? When we will see that altcoin season, right? Hey, Troy Paris, hello, my green brothers. What's going on? Wes says, Randy said Omi is going to 2 to 4 cents this run, so I'm not concerned. So one guy, independently who it is, even if it's me, right? If I say Omi is going to only half a penny, are you then concerned, or is there any, like, why is some guy saying that there is a certain price target concerning or not concerning you. There should be something behind that, right? Something more. And I'm not saying that to like crypto shame you or something like that, right? I'm just saying, what's the reasoning for 2 to 4 cent versus 1 cent versus half a penny? So we are right now at 0002 on Ecomi, which is a $50 million market cap, somewhere there and thereabout. So a 10x on that would put us at 0.2, which would be $500 million market cap. And then double that, $1 billion would put us at a little more than half a penny. Yeah. So 0.005 will be already really nice, right? 4 cent would be epic, of course, but everyone hopes for that. And then you will have a lot of back holders again that go for another 4-year cycle. Yeah. You really have to see that we need billions upon billions in Ecomi to reach 2 to 4 cents. And I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying from where it's right now, many things have to happen still. But okay, right? We are not deep in an altcoin season or anything. You see that here, which is why I say, okay, let's get the multiples in. But maybe before we talk about 100x's on which it is, right? That's, wait a second. So we are in 000. So a 2 cent would be, let me quickly pull that up. By the way, Devve had a nice pump, but we are going back to that OMI. But since we are talking OMI Moonboy targets, we can quickly look at that as well. So let's zoom out. Let's go like radical out here of the. Let's go into the monthly chart so you also see the picture of what we have in front of us. By the way, on the monthly, we do have a bull cross on the stochastic, just saying. So we would need... Oh, sorry about that. Let's go again. So we go back to 007, which would be 36x, and then back to a cent is 48x. So that is, so a cent is, so 10x is $500 million market cap. Is that correct? Is that the market cap? Let's see, what's the market cap? Yeah, 55 million. So 550 million is a 10x times 5 is 2.5 billion, a little bit more than 2.5 billion. But this looks good, right? I mean, this volume here, and then there could be something going on, right? Could be something going on. Could be something going on with a bottoming or so. But to be honest, I mean, I would be really happy to see this go here, right? 007. And I think that, like, there needs to be hype and mania around this coin regarding the fundamentals that it should have. And it's possible to create that. But it needs some work after the bear market that we had, because the FUD was extreme. So Troy says it's still concerned with an exchange to even get out of position in the USA. Yes, but you can use. You should be able to use base. The base DEX. You should be able to use that, Troy. Very curious about VeVe announcement on Thursday. Is there something? I mean, there are some things going on. They were doing the challenge already again, right? By the way, we have 43 people here, so make sure to smash up the like button right now for the stream. Unfortunately, I do not have that much time, but I wish I was going to this year, but will miss San Diego this year. Oh man, I wish I could do San Diego Comic Con. Lots of Omi whales selling on the way up, exactly. And there are people that pack their bag way below, and they can sell before everyone who's sitting in their 007 bags, right? So if your average is, let's say, 000 or something like that, you are in a good spot already, right? XRP or ADA. On base, the liquidity is so small, we can only do like 1K at a time. So what's the option? But can you go VPN and sell on Gate.io or something like that then? Is there any option for that? Or is this, I mean, can you do that if there's no other option? Anyways, I don't want to say any, no financial advisor, right? I don't know if that's legal or not, so no idea. PH is no XRP. That's true, but I can still look at it. And let's see. Looking good, looking good. Do we have a chart with more history on XRP USDT? Bitstamp should have more. No? Wait a second. There must be like Kraken must have much more. Wait, what the heck is going on? Okay. I had charts that were way better than this. Why the heck is this look? Why is this chart history so short on all of these? Gate.io. There we go. At least I want something that shows the previous high and the previous all-time high. Yeah. So XRP is closing in on its all-time high. With regards to closes, we are already above it. So this looks really nice. And I mean, this is a massive breakout. I think we have covered this a while ago. Oh, there it is. It was just, this was already drawn in. I just had it on hidden. We did cover this a while ago, right? And then this breakout happened. Wow. And I think this was already some time ago, I think here, where we said that it would be ridiculous if this type of breakout would be happening. And then it really happened, man. Oh my God. But consider one thing. We are on a monthly chart, guys. And we do see on the monthly, XRP's RSI is way, like massively high, right? So you have to consider that. I don't know, maybe XRP can still go to what, like here to 6 or whatever. I don't know, right? I have no idea, but I'm from a last cycle. So for example, let's take VeChain, right? Something that I did hold from the last cycle because I didn't understand the stupid game, okay? So VeChain, on the RSI, it did one fat spike to 94, and that's it. Then the party was over, and then we dropped into the bear market, and then we are now way far away from that. So VeChain did not even start pumping really here, right? It's just consolidating, but good things also for VeChain. We do already have a bull cross locked in. A big fat bull cross, just like here. We are locking it in, and hopefully we are going to see a big fat massive pump out of VeChain, right? But I think it's important to look at these basic indicators and say, look, very risky to continue hodling here. If these longer coin histories, if it's on the RSI, take the highest time frame that gives you valid information, in my opinion, right? And look at that. Let's look at Devve quickly. So Devve, So for example, for Devve, you don't have much, right? For Devve, you have a weekly history with an RSI that didn't even reach 80. So you're not done here, in my opinion, right? But it's still a good reference now that you had the spike. From that spike, even though you were like close to 80, you did have an 80% drawdown, and now it's coming back. Okay, so we did have this green candle is actually a 44% move in one day. It was in one day, right? I think that this is probably the midterm bottom here, so that this is going to go back here, and then we will have this, right? And then pump, boom, and then it goes to the moon, like many other things in this crypto cycle. And we do see it here in the altcoin bubbles. I mean, we have coins on the day, Pengu 21% again, Saros up, Flares up, everything's green. Excitement is starting to rise. People are going to look for altcoins, so we are going to be here looking out for when it is time to think about locking in profits, right? I think that Bitcoin is, again, right, the eyes will be on Bitcoin again once this retest is over. It's happening here on the very minuscule micro. Maybe we do drop back in, who knows, who cares, right? But let's observe here first and then back to the altcoins. Anyways, guys, unfortunately, I did not have that much time, so I really have to jump and run. But guys, please do me the favor, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and I will be back very, very soon with the next round of Crypto Morning Coffee, guys. Make sure to follow this. Okay, so I will look at more altcoins. Maybe I do another stream, maybe an evening stream again on altcoins, as altcoin excitement is firing up, guys. So enjoy your coffees wherever you are on the world. Have yourselves a great